Thank you for joining me on MD Candidate G.
Here I have my favorite bottle of mixed Moscato curated by my favorite rapper, Nicki Minaj, and I'm asking that you guys take a toast with me. Not only to commemorate my first set of content, but as well to celebrate my success is your success. I wouldn't be here if not by the hard work of parents, family, and supportive friends. After all, a black doctor is everyone's doctor. And before we get into this med talk, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications for future invaluable content. Keep in mind, this is a FUBU production. Can't beat that. Welcome all of my pre-meds, pre-dents, and pre-vets. And again, thank you for joining me on Dr. G, MD. If you're watching this, you're either on your way or at the culmination of all of your hard work. So please reference this guide as I hope my words of encouragement prove successful on your road to medicine. First things first, I need you guys to apply to the Fee Assistance Program, better known as FAP, immediately. With this program, you'll be netted a free official study guide from the AAMC, as well as access to MZAR, which is the search engine for school statistics. With this tool, you'll be able to take a look at average GPAs and matriculating MCAT scores, things that will help you gauge and make informed decisions when applying to certain schools. I cannot stress enough how expensive applying to med school can be, but through this program, you can apply to 16 schools for free. So let's do some math. Most primaries will cost you anywhere from $60 to $130 each. Mandatory secondaries will cost you anywhere from $30 to $70 each. So imagine walking out of your door with $2,000 just trying to secure one acceptance to a med school. I won't go into any details, but I can explain things to include social and economic disadvantage. Ever receiving free or reduced lunch in your home counties will qualify you for this program. I implore you guys to take advantage. Secondly, no matter where you are on your road to medicine, I advise that you fill out that application to med school now. You want to fill it out in its entirety to include things like personal information, coursework, life experiences, that main selling point, your personal statement. It'll all be under your belt. Thank me later. At the end of the application, for those who aren't applying this cycle, there'll be an option, please look out for it. It'll ask you if you'd like to save the application as a PDF. Once you have that, you can always reference the application. You can always update it, make any changes that you'd like. But again, you would have filled out an application months prior for a race that you need to hit the ground running as soon as they call it. Thirdly, I recommend getting your letters of recommendation as you go through your life experiences. You don't want to ask your first year biology teacher as a senior for an LOR when they don't remember you or your work ethic as well as a teacher whom has actually gotten to know you. Keep in mind, your competitors will have very flattering letters of recommendation written on their behalf, and you don't want a pitfall there, do you? So let's talk about requirements. You're going to need 3 letters of recommendation for most schools, 2 coming from teachers and 1 from a professional whom has observed you clinically or in the lab. That can very well come from a teacher, but I wouldn't recommend that. I would say get that 3rd letter signed by a doctor whom you have shadowed. For other schools, as I would assume to become the norm, or to be competitive, you're going to need 5 letters, 3 coming from teachers and 2 from doctors, or maybe 1 from a community service rep who certified you in HIV testing or CPR. Easier said than done. I know it is. First, they got to draft a letter on your behalf, and secondly, they have to register as a letter writer for you through the AAMC. What you can do is write your own letter, make sure that it is extremely flattering, present it to that doctor, present it to your teachers. 10 out of 10, they won't raise a brow. They're going to appreciate your thoughtfulness towards their busy schedule and simply just make a correction or 2, put a wet signature on there, scan, and upload. Now you've got that requirement under your belt. Signed and done. All right, so before I get into my last tip, I must explain that there's a disclaimer coming at the end of this that will override everything that I'm about to tell you. It will not matter what I'm about to tell you if you don't take that disclaimer seriously. So let's get into it. So let's amass some study resources for you. I recommend Kaplan or Princeton Review prep classes. They will come with a set of books. You can also take advantage of their online resources that come with sets of books, and they may or may not come with those prep classes because you may or may not need them. Exam Crackers also offers a review text that I've heard good things of, and any other resource I will link to you at the bottom of this video. What I recommend is going full steam ahead with one review text and using videos, test banks, or any other resource as supplement to your studies. The AAMC offers 3 official MCAT practice tests, 1, 2, and 3. They're available on their website for $30 each. I know you'd be walking out the door paying $90, but it's a great investment. Those tests allow you to take them 3 times. They will offer solutions and simulate an MCAT score for you. Princeton and Kaplan will definitely give you a test, and if you use the other 3, you'd have taken an MCAT 4 times before you take your MCAT. So let's talk about a 5th and 6th test. MCAT-Prep.com and Altius-testprep.com, they offer free full-length MCAT tests as well. All we have to do is peruse their website, make a login, and register. I would recommend doing so, because now you've taken 6 tests before your actual MCAT. When you get to your MCAT, you want to feel like you're taking a science SAT. You want to be completely confident and comfortable in your test-taking abilities. I also recommend that you memorize every last physics equation and be able to write them down in under 10 minutes. Take a deep breath, rewind this video back a couple seconds, and you'll hear at least 3 times over that I told you to memorize all physics equations and be able to write them down in under 10 minutes. Half the battle is choosing the right equation. The other half is manipulating it. So thank me later when you kill your physics section. Now, Varsity Tutors and TestPrepPractice.com are rich test banks that you'll want to take advantage of. You'll go to their websites, choose a subject, choose how many questions you want to go through, and then test your knowledge. What else is great as a baseline is Kaplan's MCAT question of the day. Those are some emails that you'll receive to your inbox every single day, and they will include a high-yield MCAT question. You will pat yourself on the back when you get 2, 3, 4-day, 5-day, week-long streaks of getting their questions correct. Again, they are high yield, and you will know that you're on the right track. Trust me. So let me tell you about Miss Cara. I have to read from my laptop for this one only because I really have to pat her on the back for helping me secure the score that I needed to get into school. She herself should have gone to med school. She takes an MCAT every single year so that she can tailor her tutoring and her test strategies to the tutees that she helps. Her sessions are interactive and consist of videos that are passage-based with practice questions. She does live sessions every day. I'm talking Monday through Sunday. Her typical schedule begins at 4 o'clock and starts with 30-minute or 1-hour-long sessions on high-yield topics. They include electricity and magnetism, fluid dynamics and the Bernoulli equation, for example. She does videos until about 11:30 p.m. She covers biology, physics, cars, and psychology. You can view her live streams on a cell phone, tablet, laptop, or call in with a certain number. She's always on time. She adds you to her Dropbox once you pay her for services, and that Dropbox alone is a library of videos on high-yield topics. You simply just search a keyword on a subject that you're not strong in. Say mirrors, and an in-depth video pops up with practice questions and solutions. You can watch her videos at normal speed as well as 1.5 times the speed, depending on what laptop you're using. I'm telling you, 30-minute videos were brought down to 15 minutes, and so forth. Of all the tutors on Wyzant, which is the platform that she uses to tutor from, she is the most reviewed and she's tutored the most students. I assure you that you can rely on her for services to supplement your studies. All right, I hope you guys are ready for this disclaimer. I would recommend not studying for the MCAT alongside taking your pre-professional and core classes. If it means that you're going to get B's and C's in those classes, please do not study for the MCAT. Again, do not study for the MCAT if you plan on pulling in a B or a C in a class. You need to get as many A's as possible to remain as competitive as possible for your application cycle. You don't want to have to explain to admissions committee that you could not manage time effectively or that your grades waned because you are studying for the MCAT. Getting a great score is completely separate from your core curriculum. So why don't you treat it as such? If you're a junior, take all summer to study for your MCAT. If you are a sophomore or freshman, you have ample breaks that include Christmas or Thanksgiving that you can use to study. I would not recommend getting a B or a C in a core class, again, when the AAMC does not average grades, where both grades will show up and an admissions committee will be able to see what you did. Again, do yourself the favor of treating the MCAT separate from your core curriculum and studies. Take them separately and apply yourself separately towards them. To wrap up, you want the best grades possible. Community service, shadowing, an internship or mission trip. I'd also recommend a research project or two, and most definitely an MCAT score greater than 500 to remain competitive for any application cycle. You want to realize all of your hard work. You want to get to the light at the end of the tunnel, which is gaining an acceptance to med school. As such, I'm prepared to answer questions, comments, and concerns. Please be sure to leave them. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr. Goldson for future updates that don't make it to YouTube. I will admit this was a lot of fun shooting, and thank you guys so much for joining me on my maiden video. I wish you all the best on your roads to medicine.